Hall of Fame June edition. The June edition. Woohoo! We haven't done this for a while. 3 months feels like a long time. Yes, JP, what's happening, bruv? Good to be on the Hall of Fame.
Good. Busy, but good.
Here he is.
Looking forward to this one, actually.
Good.
Looking forward to it.
There he is. He's back. The Blakey for the Hall of Fame show. And I'm sure he'll be back with the Delinquent show because he's been missed. How you doing, Blakes?
I'm all good, mate. Living the dream.
Living the dream, lad. Living the dream. I'm a bit disappointed you ain't got your England top on, like. You know what I mean, you guys? Come on. You got the
This
red.
is England
Not red, it isn't. And they don't.
playing in red tonight.
And they don't use Adidas either, so it ain't. So stop lying.
They're going
Thing
back.
is, old men shouldn't wear football shirts.
Who's the old man? Where have you seen an old man?
Well, I'm looking at 2 of them.
Well,
Us young bucks, we're all about the flamingos.
yeah. It's probably because you just come in from the
Is that what
pub.
you call them, guys, now?
Right. Boom. Let's get this started. Wow. Hall of Fame June. Took a bit of a time to get these ones out. We only got 4 this month, unfortunately, because the 5th one, just didn't have enough time or information on him. So should we crack on, gentlemen? Should we crack on?
Yep.
Well,
Yeah, let's get going.
the first one of the class of June 2024 is not only none other LGS Jets legend, GV legend, Chris Roll. Chris, welcome to the 2024 June Hall of Fame. Boys, what's your feeling on, why did we choose Chris?
Well, we had nominations, lots of nominations come in once the Wall of Fame had gone up, and don't forget, this is the first Wall of Fame inductee to be shipped over into the Hall of Fame since we introduced the Wall of Fame. But lots of the old school players have wrote in. Chris was nominated. We looked back, we researched, we reached out to people, and he made the cut. It's that simple. He was a furious player when it came to shooting, I was told.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Blakey, you would have trained with him a bit, wouldn't you? I played against him.
Trained with him a bit and played against him as well. But left-hand bank shooter.
Oh, he was a ferocious.
Well.
Yeah.
But ferocious defender. Yeah,
he's a ferocious competitor. Definitely.
Yeah, tenacious, very tenacious, and a lovely man.
Brilliant. So, Chris, welcome to the 2024 June Hall of Fame. Our next, he needs our next one. He needs no introducing. He's a top fan. He lives on the other side of the planet. Loves his coffee with the Delinquent show. He had so many nominations. I'll give you a little bit of a hint. He had the proper curly perm. Proper curly perm. If you saw him from behind, you thought he was a brother. He had a beautiful curly, but he still got that curly perm. He would have. He thought he was one of us brothers. It's hard.
And he was a rebel back in his day.
Oh, he definitely was. He was a fighter.
Yeah.
We would like to welcome to the June 2024 Hall of Fame none other than Dave Kelly.
Good show.
Tell me your thoughts on him. He was a ferocious competitor.
Doing the research on Dave was actually quite good. One of the people I spoke to was Vinnie Ross, who said he introduced Dave to the game of wheelchair basketball by accidentally bumping into him in a pub, the things he did in them days. And from that moment on, Dave was hooked in the game. And I thought that was incredible.
Yeah.
But Vinny did also have other stories about Dave Kelly and about his rebel attitude and his delinquent style playing. But I don't think we can hear that because it's quite vicious, some of the stuff he said.
Yeah,
he had things in common with Emu.
Yeah, he was he was combative. Let's just say that. I only played against him a few times. I'd sort of just come into the game, so he was playing for Oldham, who were in the top divisions. But I played against him at the Nationals, and yeah, scary fella.
Yeah.
But he looked like. Do you remember the Harry Enfield blokes? Calm down, calm down. With his perm and his tash, he looked like one of them.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, this is one of our favourite inductees, to be fair. Very supportive of our show.
Yeah, since we started the delinquent stuff, he's been handy having it down there, especially with Jerry Houston.
Yeah, and that's not the reason he's in the Hall of Fame for what he's done, and he keeps continuing to do. That's why he's in the Hall of Fame. Now, how do I introduce this fella? Ooh, I don't know. Probably a true legend. Probably one of the greatest minds in the game of wheelchair basketball. Fond memories of him. Played with him. Played against him. He probably would like Serena Williams to introduce this part to induct him into Hall of Fame, but unfortunately,
he's got her dad.
You got Mr. Williams instead, Richard Williams, to introduce him. So, with no further ado, if you don't know, it's the man himself, DJ Dan Johnson. Sorry, Dan, I couldn't get Serena, but Richard would have to do. Tell me, you guys have had lots of experience with him. We played with him for a long time. What a legend! What a legend!
I can hold my hands up and say he helped me become the player I did. He was a mentor. He was a player coach. This was both at Oldham, when I was at Oldham, and at GB. He was always pushing, was always correcting. But his mind of the game, I haven't seen many that's been as quick thinking as him in his time. And to this day, I still hold my hands up and say the greatest comeback in wheelchair basketball history is the '94 semi-final against France, and how he swished that shot. Even watching it, I had panic attacks, and he swished it.
Yeah,
absolutely cold killer when it came to shooting. And
hold on, John.
If you think back to our first Paralympics,
yeah,
the group game from heaven against USA, to put that into overtime, he didn't hit. He switched 2 free throws in a 15,000 sellout and a Mexican wave going past the basket. How he did that?
Well, sorry, DJ. I'm as Richard I am. You did cost us a bronze medal in Sydney, so I'm going to say it now.
Wow, that's cold.
I'm going to say it. Dead eye shooting and you miss a layup, for goodness sake. Get a grip, lad.
Well,
honestly. No, serious, DJ.
I can't wait till we meet him again.
Hey?
I spent a lot of my career, GB career, while he was playing, defending one side with him. So we were always under points on our side, 2.5. But I'll tell you what, he would direct you and tell you where to go. He changed my game defensively because he was so smart.
Yeah, he was.
And
even if you think back to JJ talking about the think tank of the '94 team with the coins on the table, working out what to do. It was Dan, it was Nigel, it was JJ. They were the think tank of the team.
I'd have loved to have been a fly on the wall in that. I mean, that would have been amazing, wouldn't it? The stuff they were coming up with. Because Nigel was a genius, Dan's a genius, and JJ knows his stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's move on. Too much love in that.
There's other stories about Dan that we could come up with.
Boys.
Yeah, we could talk about Dan and his photo album on trips.
Come on, boys.
Another story.
Come on, boys. There's too much loving for DJ. Listen, let's get real. We're all in it here. He cost us the bloody medal. Missing that layup, for goodness sake. Come on. Oh, I'm so...
Do you think he has nightmares more about missing that layup or losing the silver to Troy in '96?
Oh, he's missing that layup, without doubt. Without doubt.
I don't know.
Because you remember, if you can remember what happened after the game when we had the drug testers in, and he went, "Just get the fuck out, leave me alone." So I think that probably is. But hey, DJ, you know I love you. I'm only joking. You know that.
Do you remember after
he was my partner
at Lilleshall when Titmus got him that glass,
and he managed to break that.
and he dropped it outside,
Yeah.
smashed it. He'd only had it in his hand for 2 minutes.
Yeah. What a legend, DJ. What a legend.
Slippery fingers.
Yeah, Butterfingers.
Yep.
Anyway, wow, we've come to our fourth and final Hall of Famer. This guy is a true legend. I don't think he played enough for GB. I think he was underused.
I totally agree.
I think he was the best forward we've ever had, with unbelievable ability. Unbelievable. And we all know who it is. Mr. Callum Gordon, welcome to class of June 2024. Not before time, the Wookie. What a player, you know, man. He could hit you on a 2-pence. There's no two ways with a pass. He's probably done some of the greatest passes ever. He was the most mobile I've seen. I have no idea why he didn't play as much as he should have. No idea.
Well, if you look back at 95, 96, 94, he wasn't a starter for GB, yet he was always one of the top 2 scorers of a tournament. That showed you his power.
I know, but what sense does that make?
I know. Well, it came down to, you know, who's coaching and things like that. But when it comes to natural strengths in a person, in a wheelchair, I can say I've never met anybody as strong as Callum Gordon. And I'll give you an insight into why. GB were invited onto a game show called You Bet on ITV.
Oh,
we
yeah, I
had to do
remember
a
it.
5-man,
Yeah.
We had to do a 5-man weave, and Tony Wallard had to shoot the layup, the free throw at the end. We had to make so many in so long. And the camp before we were going there, we kept practicing 5-man weave. Now this was before thigh straps came in. And Callum did a one-handed chest pass to me in a 5-man weave. Took it, I was out. Straight out my back of the chair. It literally lifted me out my chair, the ball.
That's because of the
It was
hump on your back.
unbelievable.
Freakish.
And the funny thing is, talking about the other Hall of Famer, Dan Johnson, Callum would often do that pass to Dan, because Dan hated receiving a hard pass at close quarters. Hated it. Yeah, unbelievable, intelligent player. Even on the shorts we've made for the YouTube channel of his passes in 2 different Big 8s. That bounce pass over Nigel Smith, I haven't seen a pass better than that in the game.
But as a partnership, him and Colin Price were deadly. They just knew the game, and I never understood why you just didn't translate that to GB, because he should have played lots more. I think in that 96 final, he would have been able to handle Troy. I know Troy was off the scale, but I think he should have matched up with Colin, because the big,
If I can get hold of that game off Troy, apparently when Callum comes off the bench, Troy hits a 3, and Callum goes down and just replies and hits one.
Yeah, I just think
none of it.
At the time, the coaches were a bit biased to certain teams and players, and they weren't open. Callum should have been playing way more than he did, and we probably got to where we got to earlier. You know, I'd have loved to have seen him in Sydney as well, because I think
he was a strange. I would have liked to have seen him in Sydney team. He was a strange character though, because speaking to him, he was gentle and
quietly spoken.
When I spoke to him, it reminded me of the way I used to speak with Koen Janssens when I played in Sydney. Cool, calm, nothing rattles him. But having that capability at the same time as having that much power, I don't think I'd be that kind of. If I had the power of Callum, I would have bullied this shit out of everyone. Yeah. My elbows would have been gone, I'm telling you.
Yeah, but he never did. He was powerful, but he had total finesse. He never got into that argy-bargy game. But, he's definitely should have been in Sydney.
Player, weren't he?
Yeah, very intelligent. Very intelligent player, without doubt. So, boys, that wraps it up for our June Hall of Fame class of 4. where we had introduced into it Chris Rowe, Dave Kelly, Dan Johnson, Callum Gordon. So our next Hall of Fame
It's a special.
Get your nominations in. And what's special about it, John, which is our next Hall of Fame?
We've already received some since we announced it on the Delinquent Show, but the next Hall of Fame in September is for people who have dedicated their career to the league in GB. Not international players, not officials. It's dedicated to those people that have given nothing but love to the time they've spent in the league. So it goes out to them. Since we announced it, we've had 2 already. And looking at it, I think them 2 are already cemented in, because one of them's had 3 nominations, one of them's had 6, and we only announced it the other day. Instantly flying out the doors, them 2.
So we're looking at around September 30th, a special for those who have given, some of them have given most of their life to the game. So I'm excited to look at that and delve through it. Obviously, you know, it's the nominations that come through. Really excited to look at it. The next thing to look out for, don't forget, August the 23rd, the Delinquent Show special. We also got
The Delinquents Empire Strikes Back.
Sorry, I rephrase it. The Delinquents Empire Strikes Back. It's gonna be explosive. If you've seen Jeremy Carl, he'll have nothing on this. Absolutely nothing on this. We could also have our first guest to be on the Delinquent Show. It's a possibility. It's a possibility. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Remember what you got to do. Press the button. Subscribe. Keep pressing that button. We're moving up slowly. You know what we want to get. We want to get to the good old 500. You'll be able to see all of this on the YouTube channel or on Spotify. Gents, it's been emotional. I'm out.